Welcome, everyone. I'm Tracy Fitzpatrick, and I'll be your moderator today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Netcom Learning, a market leader in promoting lifelong learning, training, and talent development solutions. And we're very excited to host today's webinar, Tips and Tricks to Optimize Your AutoCAD Experience. Presenting today's topic will be Varun Nair. Varun has been working as an Autodesk Certified Instructor with over 7 years of experience in the technical field. He's an experienced technical specialist with a demonstrated history of working in the computer software and electrical engineering industry. Varun is highly skilled in using AutoCAD, Civil 3D, SolidWorks, Revit, and various other design packages. He's recognized for his leadership, positive attitude, and commitment in delivering the best possible experience to his students. Now, please bear in mind that this is an overview of a very robust topic. We do offer a collection of technical and business courses that can be tailored towards your specific requirements. If you are interested in a further discussion, you can make an appointment with our learning consultants through our website at netcomlearning.com. Today's session is also being recorded, so you'll get free access to the recording in the next 24 hours via email. Netcom Learning helps customers build innovative learning organizations by achieving a smarter workforce, adapting to change, and driving growth. We do this with a broad catalog of offerings, developing customized learning plans, and our global delivery capabilities. Since 1998, we've been empowering organizations with our managed learning services to help them reach optimal performance results and address challenges. We do have 9 practice areas in which we specialize. They encompass people, process, and technology training. And today's presentation will be from the Design and Multimedia practice area. Netcom Learning offers a comprehensive training portfolio for design and multimedia courses as well. Our upcoming classes include various training on Autodesk Revit 2022, fundamentals for MEP, and much more, which you can check out on your screens. Private training to the teams is also available, of which the learning plan can be customized to the specific needs of that audience. You can also access a variety of design and multimedia marketing assets, such as the free 1-hour training, free on-demand training, and blogs by clicking on the available webinar handout. These offerings can be found with a simple search on our website at netcomlearning.com. So why should you attend this webinar today? In the webinar, you'll learn about the latest features, best practices of workflow collaboration, and the latest AutoCAD commands. You will also understand many applications of AutoCAD to help your team reduce project errors and provide room for improvement in the design. And now I'd like to give you a quick overview of the logistics before we get started. To begin with, you do have the option to adjust the window size to your liking. Simply hit the escape key and find the zoom button on the bottom left corner of your GoToWebinar viewer. Everyone has been muted except for our presenters. Feel free to submit any questions you do have for the presenters here in the questions pane, and we will address them at the end of the session. To get the best out of today's webinar, we've included the slides, courses we talk about, and marketing assets in the handout section of your GoToWebinar viewer. You may refer to them to get a better understanding of the topic today. And we do realize that many of you have to leave early and want to let you know that as you do leave the session today, you'll be presented with a short survey. We would like to request for you to take a quick moment to participate in that survey before you all log off. Your feedback really helps us understand your learning experience, and it will improve our future sessions for you. The survey answers are measured on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 representing outstanding and 1 poor. And now finally, I'd like to pass the presentation over to Varun, who will be presenting today's topic. Okay, go ahead, you are live.
Thank you so much, Tracy, for your wonderful introduction over here. So welcome everyone to today's webinar. I'm Varun Nair, Autodesk Certified Instructor. I will be taking a webinar on tips and tricks to optimize your experience in AutoCAD. So in this webinar, we will be dealing with the new features that have been incorporated in AutoCAD 2023 version and how to get the most out of the new features that are being included in the software. We will also discuss about the best practices for the workflow collaboration. So let's move on to the first topic, that is new features of AutoCAD 2023. So the features, as we all know, Autodesk are been investigating in their technical side to develop the software at the best possible. Each and every year they release their latest version of the software, which makes them much more easier as well as more effective and productive in the marketing or this industrial era. So with that, Autodesk has also incorporated many sorts of improvements into the software. We won't be able to list all the incorporation or my details over there, but we can list some of the major amendments that has been made in the software. Gone were the days where AutoCAD used to have only lines and circles. Today, AutoCAD can do marvelous jobs in the CAD industry. Few of the features that have been incorporated in the 2023 version are markup, import, and assist, count, polyline extend, multi-leader enhancement, new user interface, and a floating drawing windows. Now let's see how these new features can be easily used in the software. The first one is markup import and markup assist. Let's take an example. So as you can see, we have a drawing over here. So when we have done a drawing, when we have completed a drawing and taken the printout of the drawing and submitted to our client or any of the reviewer in our industry, they might mark in that drawing to make some amendments or changes in that drawing with their own hand or any other means. So for example, in this drawing, you can see there is a mark that has been made, which is written as remove in handwritten. So if we want to incorporate this in a drawing, we have to open the drawing again and we have to make the revision cloud and type the letter remove in the software. So it is a time taking process while we used to do in the software. But in the latest update in AutoCAD 2023, they have made it much more easier. So let's see how to do that. So for example, we have the drawing open over here in the software. Now, in order to import that markup drawing into the software, we have an option over here in the layout tab of the software. We have markup import. When we click on this markup import, it will bring up to this dialog box where we need to select a markup file into the import section. So here we will select the correction that is an image file which has been taken. It can be any image file, whether it can be a scan file or even a mobile clicked file. So I will just click on this image file and I will just open it over here. You can see that it's in progress and it will be pasted as an overlay over the drawing. So it has been pasted over here as an overlay. So here we can adjust the transparency of the markup drawing like this. See, once I am satisfied with the transparency, I can come back over here and select the markup overlay icon over here. So this will automatically detect the newly amended markups which are being inserted into the drawing like this. It will show that there are some additional drawings being made. So when I just hover over my crosshair on those markups, I can click on it to see that markup assist as a boundary. So I can insert a ref cloud directly into the drawing without using the command ref cloud. So I can just click on it. You can see that behind there is a revision cloud being inserted. Similarly, as you can see, we have the text written by hand as removed. Now, if I want to insert this as a text, I can simply click on this box and I can click insert as multi-leader or insert as an M text. I will click as a multi-leader and insert it anywhere as required like this. So I will click it over here. I will just insert the multi-leader like this. Once it is done, I can press OK from here. So now you can see that I have inserted that as a drawing into the same parent file. So this is the major update that has been made, which makes the designer much more easier to communicate among their sub-engineers or sub-designers in their portfolio or in the company. Now let's move on to the next slide for today. So the next update that has been made in the software is the count feature. We all know that AutoCAD has a count feature available in the software, but there's a slight change in that. Let's see how to do that. So let me open a new file. From here, we'll go with the new option. I will open the file, count one. We used to have the count command like this. So we need to type the command COU and press enter. So this will bring about the count option over here, right? So I will just type it once again, right? So here it is asking to count the objects in the drawing. In the previous versions, when I click on this command, it will automatically show the count of the entire drawing or entire object. Here what I can do is that I can randomly select a space to determine the count among that space like this and press enter. So you can see that here it will be listing the number of blocks being listed in that specific area. If I want to generate a specific area with respect to a polygon, I can also do that. So for example, I can just check on this one, close this one, and type count, press enter. Now we have the option called polygon. So once we have the polygon, I can just draw a polygon space like this with a random shape and press enter once again to show all the objects inside that specific polygon. So this is the new feature that has been added into the software. Next, we have the option called Polyline Extend. Now, this is one of the great features we were also requesting from Autodesk to be included into the software. So, in the latest software, they have been, they have incorporated this new feature. So let's see how to do that. So for that, let me close the versions and the drawings also from here and open the file. Right. So now you can see that we have an opening over here. We can very well connect these two lines with a line. That's totally possible. But if you want to extend it, there is a new way of doing it. So we just simply have to click on that polyline. And as you know, we have the grip points available for each polyline. We'll simply hover over to the end grip point, and we can find that a new command has been included over here, which is extend vertex. So we can click on this extend vertex, and we can simply join to the next endpoint like this to create as a closed enclosure. So this is the extend polygon command that has been included into the software. Next, we have the multi-leader enhancement. We all know that there is a multi-leader command available in the software, but in the recent update, the software, what they have done is that with the multi-leader command, we can directly convert an M text or a multi-line text into a multi-leader command. So for that, we will go to the annotate tab in the ribbon palette. We have the multi-leader icon available over here. We will click on this multi-leader icon. So this will bring about the multi-leader command. Here in this command, we will see that there is an inner command called select M text, which was previously not available. So with this small amendment, what we can do is that we can simply select on this M text, select on the multi-leader text that is a multi-line text which is available. We can just convert it into a multi-leader like this. So without making a new multi-leader again on that position, we can simply convert a multi-line text into a multi-leader in the drawing. Next, we have a new interface that has been incorporated into the software. So let's see what are the new changes. So we will go back to the home, and I will open a new file. So we will go with UI and tabs. I will open all the drawings over here. So we can see that all the drawings are now being opened in the software with a new defined sort of tabs available. Earlier it was a rounded sort of tabs. Now we have slanted tabs which are available, which is much more easier to view in the software. We can also see that in the end of this drawing, there is a small rectangular sort of icon available, which will help you to toggle between different drawings that have been opened in the software. As you know, this entire space is not enough to list all the drawings that have been opened in the software. So when we click on this icon, we can see that other drawings which are been opened in the drawings like this. So we can click on any of the drawing so that it opens the drawing for us. We can simply click on this AutoCAD tab and go with the close icon, and we can close all the drawings from the software. Next, we have the floating drawing windows icon available. So let's see how to do that. Okay, so let me close all the drawing. Yeah. Now let me open a new file. We'll go back over here. Then floating window. We'll select 3 of the drawings like this, 4 of the drawing, and we will open. So we just open 4 drawings into the software. Now, if I want to float one of the drawing from the drawing, we can do that by simply grabbing the tab and dragging it outside. So this will float the drawing into the software. So with this, what we can do is that we don't have to open a separate software for that specific drawing. We just can simply drag and bring that drawing outward. So it will float around the window. For example, this is very much useful if you have multiple monitors or multiple screens available. So you just can float that drawing and you can cast it on another or second screen for your computer. So this is very much handy and very much productive while you are using or while you're drawing complex designs in your software. Right? So the last subdivision for today is the best practices for a workflow collaboration. So let's see how to do it. So we know that AutoCAD recently have been incorporating many workflow collaborations to the software, which includes sharing the drawing online and collaborating it into the Autodesk docs. Now, other than that, they have recently incorporated an option called traces. So let's see how to understand trace in this collaboration mode. Yeah. So we'll go with the open file over here and we will open a drawing collaboration. Yeah. So now you can see that this is a huge drawing available. So if we want to collaborate this drawing with multiple people online, what we can do is that we have a collaborate tab which is available in the software. We click on this collaborate tab to find different collaborate tools available. So for example, if you want to share this drawing with someone online, we have the shared drawing available. We can just simply click on the shared drawing and we can share it across the globe to anyone who have an access to this link. So we can even push this drawing into the Autodesk docs as a PDF file. So the person who have the access to that specific drive, they can access to this drawing. Now, as I said, if you have the access, if for example 2 or 3 people have the access to the same drawing, they may have certain things to communicate. For example, person A want to say that we need to make some changes over here. Person B want to say that we need to make some changes over here. So in order to do that, we have an option called traces palette. So in this traces palette, when we click on it, we have an option where we can include traces above the main drawing. So the main drawing won't make any changes. We will add a trace above that main drawing. So we will simply go and click on create trace. So it will automatically bring up an empty space over here where we can create a trace. So normally we use a revision cloud to create the trace. So we will go with the option called annotate, where we have the revision cloud available in the ribbon palette. So we will click on this revision cloud and we will mark a revision cloud like this. Right. Now, if you want to incorporate a multi-leader over here, we have the multi-leader icon available. You can just draw a multi-leader and we can just enter some value, click outside, and we can just incorporate the multi-leader like this. So this is the first trace made by me myself. If I want to make another trace, again, I can go with the create trace options. It will create a trace too. So all the timestamps will also be included. So the person who have the access to this traces can also see at what time the user have made the changes into the drawing. So for this trace too, I can just go with the revision cloud. I will just create a revision cloud over here. And again, I will go with the multi-leader command in the annotate tab. I can simply go and describe a multi-leader like this, just randomly create remove or say change. We'll just change. Click outside and I will just insert the multi-leader. So I have 2 traces available. So for example, you can consider like 2 users. So this is user A and user B. So user A have said that there is a change over here. User B has said that there is a change over here. So this acts as a trace, but when we close this one, it doesn't make any changes to the drawing. So it just shows that we need to make certain changes into the drawing. So the user can again refer back to the traces which are being included into the drawing. So these are the new changes and the new workflow collaboration that we can use in the latest version of AutoCAD 2023. So with that, we have come to the end of this session. I hope you have understood what are the new amendments or the new changes that have been made in the software. All the changes are really remarkable, which were very much necessary in the software. Even the engineers or designers like us were demanding for this small and very effective changes in the software. If you have any doubts, please feel free to put in the chat box where I will be very much happy to answer all these questions for you. So thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Varun. That was most informative, and we will get to all those great questions people are sending in. And I know you all are looking forward to the Q&A session, so go ahead and start putting the questions in our questions panel. But before we get to them, I do want to pass the presentation rights over to Robin, who is our vendor manager, to introduce you to some of our amazing promotions and other webinar-related courses. Okay, go ahead, Robin. You have the presentation.
Thank you, Tracy, for extending to me this opportunity to speak to our attendees today. First of all, thank you everyone for attending this webinar. I sincerely hope that it added value to your knowledge of AutoCAD usage. In case you feel like revisiting this session for any reference, feel free to do so by clicking on the access recording button, and we would be more than happy to make it readily available to you. Next, I would like to offer you a glimpse of Netcom Learning's capabilities and why we are the best that there is when it comes to learning services, training, talent development, and beyond. I take pride to announce that Netcom Learning is the winner of 2022 Microsoft Learning Partner of the Year Award, which was recognized by Microsoft, and Netcom Learning earned this top spot out of 3,900 submitted nominations from more than 100 nations across the globe. Netcom Learning has been into managed learning space for 2.5 decades now and have provided its services to 80% of the Fortune 1000 companies. Having a strong reputation in B2G sector, Netcom has served over 100 US military bases. We have trained over 175,000 professionals to learn and grow in their respective fields across 16,000 enterprise clients. And we cherish a recommendation rate of 96% from our customers. All the numbers I just mentioned have been a result of our specially curated trainings delivered by a portfolio of 3,000 plus certified trainers. Moving ahead, being an authorized Autodesk learning partner, I would like to announce Netcom Learning's upcoming schedule of courses that are right on your screen and are highly recommended for you to expand your horizon and knowledge around Autodesk. To add value to your learning curve, we encourage you to access our free on-demand trainings and blog posts around architecture and design domain. You can also take advantage from Learning Passport, which is Netcom's solution to a flexible team training. It is designed to be customized in line with the number of learners that you plan to train from top technology vendors like Microsoft, Adobe, Cisco, and more. The single package can be redeemed over 4,000 official courses with a validity of 12 months. Keeping in mind the requirement of our customers, you can further choose from Learning Savings Passport or Learning Voucher Passport as per your need and requirement. Next, I would like to introduce you to Netcom Plus Learner Subscription, a learning solution that we have developed for our enterprise customers. All you are required to do is invest one time and reap the benefits of unlimited access to authorized training from top vendors like Microsoft, AWS, Cisco, and more through a span of 12 months. As displayed on your screen, we deliver the subscription in 3 types of packages. The free or the silver package allows you to access 300 plus e-learning modules. Or you can go for gold at $199. That gives you an access to 400 plus e-learning modules along with silver package benefits. Third, we have for you best selling and the most popular platinum package at $2,999. That gives you an access to 400 plus e-learning modules and 100 plus virtual instructor-led training in addition to the gold package. We also recommend you to go through Netcom's website for more information on courses and certifications, our free virtual events, blogs, saving programs, and promotions. In case you're looking for a leadership point of view on the importance of lifelong learning and building smart workforce, we highly recommend you go through the book Building Innovative and Learning Organizations by Russell Sutter, CEO Netcom Learning. You can find it on Amazon. I sincerely hope we could add value to your knowledge base in the time you choose to spend with us during this webinar. For more information on more such sessions, and latest updates on IT and business training, please follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you so much, Robin, for all of that invaluable information about our upcoming courses. And
now we're going to go ahead and jump right into our question and answer session. If you haven't yet, it's not too late to pop your questions into the question panel. And as we start our Q&A sessions, we're also going to launch a quick poll that we want to invite you to participate in. Doing so helps us to know how we can better serve you by telling us who might be interested in more information or in taking some additional training. In addition, we have a lot more informative webinars coming up, so please go to netcomlearning.com/webinars in order to register.
first question comes from L. If a closed drawing is created with the help of lines, how can we make use of polyline extend command?
That's really good question. Okay, so as per the question, like we know that there was an option where we can extend a polyline. That was a new command that was incorporated. But what if the polyline was created with the help of lines? For example, we have the sections like this. Now, if you want to do the extension over here, what we need to do is that we need to first join all these lines and create it as a polyline first. So for that, we have the command called join, that is J. Press enter and select all the lines that we want to convert, all the closed lines. It has to be closed line which has to be connected at a single point, and press enter. We can see that it is written as 3 objects converted to one single polyline. So now this is one single polyline. Now here we can see that we have the option called extend vertex. So we can access that extend polyline option over here. Yeah.
Okay, ready for the next question. Are you
Yes.
good? Okay.
Yes, it's good.
Elias would like to know, how can we increase the size of text and arrow while creating a multi-leader?
Okay, yeah. It happens that when we create one revision cloud, and if you want to try to incorporate some multi-leader into the drawing, it's pretty difficult to match the size with the multi-leader along with the drawings. At times, what happens is that the text size or the arrow size of that particular multi-leader may be very small or very huge. So in that scenario, we need to step down or step up the size of each text as well as the arrow that is being included into that multi-leader. So in order to do that, we need to go to the Annotate tab and we can find the option called Leaders over here. So here we can drop down on this multi-leader style option. So these are the multi-leader styles that has been incorporated into software. So here we have an option called multi-leader style, manage multi-leader style. So when we click on this manage multi-leader style, we have various options available. So currently there are two multi-leader styles available. We will go and click on the new option so that I can create a new multi-leader style with a perfect or a specific type of size. So I will go with the option called new, and now it is written copy of standards. I can give a specific name. So for example, here I can give netcom multi-leader, that is ML. I can press continue. So here we can see that there is an option of text height. So I can specifically enter the text height that matches with my drawing. So I will just enter the value 1 feet for this text height. And if you want to change the size of the arrow, we have the option called leader format over here in this tab. We can enter the size of the arrowhead over here, and I can just enter 1 feet. Press OK from here so that it can be created. So now we can see that the netcom multi-leader style has been included into this list. I need to create as a set current. So don't forget to click on set current, because if you don't click on set current, it won't be made as current. So we will eventually be creating with the old settings that has been incorporated in the drawing. So here I need to go with the set current option and I will press close. So when we do the set current option, we can see that that name is now been listed over here as a netcom multi-leader. So now if I go with the option multi-leader, I can see that the text size is of my choice and I can insert it into the drawing like this. Yes.
Okay, we have another question from L. Can we pin a floating drawing window in AutoCAD?
Yes, definitely we can pin a drawing, because at times what happened is that if we have multiple drawings that has been floating in the software, so it is pretty difficult to toggle between different drawings. So if we want to pin a specific drawing in the software, what we can do is that we can resize the drawing and we have the option called pin over here. So when we click on this pin icon, it will be pinned into the drawing, so it will always stay on the top irrespective of the drawing that we open. Right, so for example, if I open it over here, so let me open another drawing. Yeah, so even if that drawing has been opened, this drawing always stays at the top. So instead of this pin icon, we can also go with the option by right clicking on this floating window, and there is an option called unpin. If you want to unpin, we can just unpin it over here. And if you want to pin it back, I can just right click on this window. I can go with the option called pin. So it will be pinned. Now if you want to unpin it, again, if I click over here, it will be unpinned, which means if I click on the drawing which is on the software, it will vanish or it will go beneath the software. Yeah.
Once again, I want to remind you that as you leave the session today, you will be presented with a short survey. We would like to request for you to help us by taking a quick moment to participate in that survey. Your feedback really helps us understand your learning experience, as we are constantly looking at how we can improve our future sessions. The survey answers are measured on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 representing outstanding and 1 representing poor. We want to thank all of you for joining us today, and if you do come up with any additional questions, feel free to send them to webinar@netcomlearning.com at any time. We hope that you found today's webinar informative, and we look forward to seeing you back here with us soon. Feel free to tell your friends and colleagues about our webinars and other courses. Have a great day, everyone.